lined with Israeli snipers that will shoot to kill if you wander too close to the fence. It's called the no-go zone. And so tens of thousands of Palestinians peacefully marched up to that zone. I mean, with courage that I will never understand, braved bullets, sniper fire. 8,000 Palestinians were shot with live ammunition. Actually, tens of thousands of people were shot with live ammunition. 8,000, I think, just in a couple of the weeks. Over 200 Palestinians were actually shot dead, including women, children, disabled people, journalists, and medics. I mean, even in an army, in an actual battle between sides, in a legitimate battle and war, shooting those people would be violations of the Geneva Conventions. But in just a peaceful protest where you have medics trying to tend to the wounded, these are all egregious war crimes. And they were all documented on camera, Brian, but the world completely ignored it. And fast forward to today, all the people involved in the Great March of Return, I mean, they're Ahmed Artema, the organizer of the Great March of Return, an incredible poet, peaceful guy, super chill guy. I'm in contact with him all the time. His house was targeted. His whole family was bombed. He lost 5 family members and his 10-year-old son was murdered. And he's in the hospital right now with second-degree burns with his other 2 children. And it is so traumatizing to think that that is what we are told all the time. Where's the Palestinian Gandhi? Where are the nonviolent resistors? Well, you're murdering them systematically. They're dying because of you. You are bombing them. All the journalists that they're killing, targeting, who else can get away with this? Who else can do this with impunity? They're killing the truth. And that even came out, I think in a Politico article, it said Biden and his cohorts were scared that journalists were going to get in and show the complete devastation and ruin in Gaza during the truce, and that might shape American minds, Brian. That's what they're scared of. They're scared of Americans turning against this colonial genocidal project because they don't want us to see the truth. That's why they're systematically taking out the journalists. They want everyone to die. They don't want any semblance of civic society left. That's why they're taking out all the best and brightest in Gaza, all the staff of the hospitals, the surgeons. I just saw a video today of NICU babies that were left to die from Israeli soldiers that were invading the hospital. Who does that? Who, with any shred of humanity, can see babies laying helpless and leave them to die? That is what's going on. And they don't want us to see this. And that's why the disgusting appendages of U.S. empire, these so-called journalists that are essentially just stenographers for the Israeli media, can just go up there and just repeat lies. How dare they call themselves journalists? How dare they? How could you be a journalist and not, with every fiber of your being, speak out against this country, this government that is taking out your colleagues? How could they do that? I still don't understand, Brian. And, going back to your last question about this concept that it's this ages-old battle based on religious strife, it is insulting to our intelligence. Christian, Muslims, and Jews all lived in historic Palestine. It wasn't until colonizers started to come that problems started to arise. It wasn't until they tried to create a state on top of another people based on ethnic cleansing. And look, yes, a genocide happened here hundreds of years ago. It was horrific. And we have to acknowledge what this country is founded on. If that were happening now, if violent, bloody conquest was happening in my backyard, you sure as hell know that I would not be accepting that. And none of us should accept this. It's happening in real time. It's being live streamed for all the world to see. And it's our duty to stand up and do everything we can to oppose it, because history will judge us. History will judge this moment. And it will ask all of us, what did we do? What did we do?